Nerdrotic.com.
We got you. The poll was rigged because we started on time. Welcome, everybody, to the Nerdrotic Nooner. I was jumping frames there. That's probably because I have a window up. Chrome, I know. Stop using Chrome. My kid tells me every day. I'm a boomer. Welcome, everybody, to the Nerdrotic Nooner. Happy Labor Day for all you Americans and everywhere else. Working your asses off. Sip of coffee to the working man and woman today. Cheers. Give yourself a round of applause. Some of you might be at work. Some of you might not. And don't forget to stop wearing white. It's after Labor Day. So, this is your last day. Hi, Dan. What's up, Dan Vask? Hey, there's going to be a football game, like a real football game in your country. Like Sao Paulo is in your godforsaken country, right? Chargers and Chiefs this Friday. You can go watch some real football. You know, I'm going to wear white tomorrow just to be a rebel. It's okay to be white after Labor Day. Oh, man. I'm tired. I was up reviewing Red Sonia. Watched it 3 times. Actually, I'm a fan of Red Sonia and Conan and the Hyborian Age, as you know. And the review will be out after this show. Garrett was up late in the evening fixing it. Yeah. I keep telling Garrett, I'm like, this video will be shorter, 10 or 12 minutes. And every time I clock in a 20-minute video, I'm just going to give up. That's how long my videos are. That's it. That's why Drinker's a master. He can do it in 8 minutes. Boom, gone. It's he's the best. Me, a little more verbose. I haven't watched it because I don't watch the reviews before I do mine, so nothing gets into the brain. So I can't. I'll watch Drinker's video today. And Disparu did a 42-minute video. I can't wait to watch it. I can't wait. Welcome, Channel Surf. Welcome, J Chain. Welcome, Algario. Hi, Eric. How are you? Keanu Bites. Is it Keanu Bites? Why did I say Keanu Bites? Longman infected. He did. I guess my average length used to be 15 minutes, but now it's 20 for sure. And then if we do a top 5, which we're going to be doing, actually we got 4 coming out this year. Poor Perry. Those are a half hour. They take a month to do. The next one's going to be very exciting. What was after Man Buns a Gay? I got a proposal for you. Dust off your base. You know what? Okay. Gonna dust it off. It does actually have quite a bit of dust on it. It does. Oh shit. All right. I'll get the Rickenbacker out. That one's for show. I mean, it's cool. It's a Gibson Explorer bass, and it's fun. But I like my Rickenbacker. Let's do it. I was kind of worried. I saw a proposal, and I'm like, already married, bro. I don't like dudes, but it's cool. Appreciate it. So, oh boy. We're on time constraints today because of the video, and we're going to be doing some squaring up, and there might be a part 2, but there is one article I want to good old Lady Gridmaster and her weaponized tism, which is fantastic, by the way. She gave us how many topics today, X-Ray Girl? 10. When have I ever covered 10 topics in a live stream? Like ever. Even when I used to do 6-hour live streams, I didn't cover 10 topics. But she has summertime box office clobbered. It's okay. Oh, yeah, that one we're going to cover. Disney and the decline of the middle class. Wow, that's big. Disney and the decline of the middle class. You know who killed the middle class? You know who's killing the middle class? Democrats. We need to see the rise of the middle class, and we need to see the rise of the Black nuclear family, which used to be thriving until entitlement showed up. That whole thing about getting you back on the plantation thing, it might be a little salty, but it's true. It's true. Star Wars Starfighter, Warwick Davis is playing Professor Flitwick in the Harry Potter show, and sure, why not? Why the hell not? He was good. He was underused, completely underused in the movies. So it'd be great to see. It's nice to see him get some work after Willow. I mean, unfortunately, Disbrew's not going to get his Willow season 2, or at least it's going to be delayed. But yeah, the casting for the show has been mostly great, except for one horrific choice, which brings almost the whole damn thing down. D23 mocks Cracker Barrel. I saw that. You got to be fucking kidding me, Disney. You know what Cracker Barrel did that you didn't, Disney? Listened to their customers. Go fuck yourself while you're announcing your 17 more sequels while claiming you're going to focus on originality. It's an original sequel. We haven't done a 6th or 7th version, so that's technically an original sequel. I mean, we're so fucking balls deep in sequels. We're now getting second versions of sequels. Second versions of sequels. Warwick Davis, I mean, he was always woke. Most of these people were always woke. And I mean, we shouldn't be surprised. Again, I saw some of the gun bros out there were out there. Some, not all. I mean, and who knows if they're real or not. Trying to argue that Superman actually is based, as in like that's a Superman's a stand-in for Trump. No, it's a stand-in for James Gunn. He's a stand-in for fucking James Gunn when he gets canceled. James Gunn hates MAGA. Watch Peacemaker. Or don't. Really don't. But yeah, everybody else is pretty woke. But the thing is, there's like classic liberal, like regular one, we're sure they're going to have some takes that I don't agree with, but I could still like hang out with them and talk to them because those are 2 or 3 subjects and we agree on everything else. That's fine. And then there's the people who go along to get along, which are in many cases the worst. At least the true believers are the true believers. Like the Mark Ruffalos of the world. They will go out and parade their retardation for all to see. And that's the beauty of free speech, is you get to hear these people. They're telling you the truth. So I love free speech. They are telling you the truth. But in any society, what the most dangerous thing is the go along to get along. Go along to get along. And you understand, you're like, hey, I just want to be left alone and live my life and stuff. And that's fine. There's being left alone and living your life and staying the fuck out of it. And then there's like, I'm just going to say I like this thing just to avoid conflict and all that shit. That is where things get a little dicey in a society. When there's a giant COVID thing going on, or people just irrationally hate a president, it drives a wedge through the two sides, drives them to the extremes, and that's where we're at right now. And then, Trump, love him or hate him, he brought Democrats onto his fucking cabinet. Democrat, a Kennedy, an effing Kennedy. You won't see any other president do anything like that anytime in the fucking future. You just won't. And then the true colors come out. They just, now we hate, people who loved RFK just all of a sudden hate him now. It's crazy. But that's back to Warwick Davis. He's probably just saying that most adult pretenders are empty vessels and will say anything to keep getting a job. And that must be the worst part of Hollywood. Now, I know a lot of like lunch pail, I know a few. A lot's probably an exaggeration. I know a few lunch pail actors who just go out and hustle, and they're able to earn a living. They've guest starred in TV shows over the decades, and it's living without a net, and it's tough, but they've been able to do it through hard work, and they actually love the craft. And then there's, I've mentioned this before, in Hollywood, there is a saying that I heard when I worked there in every level that disturbed me from the first time I heard it. I'll be whatever you need me to be. And that's where the term adult pretender comes in. It's like, oh, they're on full time. They have no identity. They don't know what they are. They'll be whatever they need them to be. They're employees. They're employees. And we've all been employees in life. But they'll do whatever their bosses say. I think Warwick Davis is good casting. All right. So we've had, okay, let's back up a little bit. It was survive until 25, folks. Remember that? Survive until 25. We got the strikes. Everything's going to be delayed. We're going to survive until 25. Well, it turns out 2025 was worse than 2024. Worse. And probably every single person in the chat could have told Hollywood that on January 1st of 2025 if you just took one look at the release schedule. You're like, okay. I think the Minecraft movie was a surprise. I think people thought it would do well, but it doing that well, I would call that a surprise. I think Lilo and Stitch, pretty easy to peg as $1 billion. But things like How to Train Your Dragon didn't perform as well as I thought they would. And then if you look throughout the entire summer, you're like, what the fuck? Other than July, there's nothing. There's nothing. And F1 came out at the very end of June. At the very end of June. By the way, F1 has made more money than Superman. It generated more money than Superman at the box office. I don't know if it's made more money because it cost a lot, just like Superman. So we've had this really bad year that was easily predictable. And like, look, they just moved Mortal Kombat to next year. And I don't know what their reason was, because I think there was some energy behind that, not a ton, but it didn't look terrible. And my theory is they're just going to write this year off as a loss. They're going to write this year off as a loss, because it is. So we have this article that came out last night. With Superman prominent, the big successful film guys, the hugely successful, massive hit, going to launch a cinematic universe, Superman is on the cover of something that says summer box office clobbered by kryptonite. Domestic revenue barely matches last year. The May to Labor season initially soared, but global grosses took a nosedive as foreign movie ticket sales plunged further, and a glut of okay, here's the framing. This is framing, ladies and gentlemen. The glut of male skewing tent poles battled for scraps in the US. Now, do they outright blame men in this article? No. Do they frame it and kind of stick this in? I've already seen it on Twitter when the box office exhibitor account was posting, hey, this is a bad summer. What's the first comment I see? And it was not like a joke. They need to make more movies for women. Because Barbie or whatever, I don't know what to tell you. They could make as many films for women they want. We're talking, they've tried to make superhero films for women. My review, my video that's coming out, they've tried to make high epic dark fantasy for women. The women didn't show up. The women didn't show up. So that's how they're going to frame it. Whatever happened to the mantra, survive until 25, to go the go-to refrain for theater owners and Hollywood executives trying to remain optimistic when the box office kept slumping last year, with revenue lagging well behind pre-pandemic levels. Perhaps the mantra disappeared this summer when it became clear that not even the likes of Superman or even bigger and scarier dinosaurs could save the day. As the summer season wraps up September 1st, Hollywood is facing the worst case scenario. May to labor ticket sales in North America barely matched the $3.67 billion collected in 2024. Even if the deficit was only $7 million, piling it on, Universal and Amblin's release of Steven Spielberg's 50-year-old Jaws beat two new studio films domestically over Labor Day. What does that tell you, ladies and gentlemen? I'll tell you what it tells you. The modern audience doesn't exist. The modern audience has never existed. It is chasing, Hollywood has been chasing that dragon for a long time. There is only the audience. And it turns out what the audience likes are good stories. And when, like, Jaws is a maybe top five film ever made, all-time classic, but it's still 50 years old, and you can roll out some old top-tier classics, and I doubt they would do number 2 at the box office. But a little promotion, and it got people to the theater to see Jaws. Many for the first time in the theater. And isn't it fitting? Isn't it fitting that the film that began the summer blockbuster era may have just put a knife in its heart? Because eventually Hollywood's, there's different levels to trying, but eventually Hollywood's going to stop trying. Now, you can argue correctly that, they stopped trying a long time ago. You'd be right. But I mean, give up everything. People are worried in Hollywood. They have been all year. All had assumed this year's summer lineup would have the strength to equal or surpass the $4.09 billion grossed in summer of 2023, but it isn't to be, leaving studio execs and exhibitors in a state of shock. How could you be an executive who makes what's an executive pull down at your average studio? Millions? Millions? Hundreds of thousands? Millions? How in the fuck could you be surprised about this? You should all, I mean, you all suck at your jobs. You're all fucking terrible. Retards in their spare bedrooms and their basements figured this out 2 years ago. But the experts were surprised. I think they should blame men. What do you think? Blame men? Okay. But somehow, now the exhibitors are unfortunately attached to these studios and executives. They have no choice. And listen, they're not all great either. But they have been getting fucked for a long time. They got fucked over COVID when we bailed them out, when it should have been Hollywood getting together and using your money to bail your theaters that you need. And we bailed them out to what? So they can build a bunch of expensive theaters and then lay a bunch of people off 2 years later. It was crazy. It was crazy, but it happened. But somehow, with this release schedule that we all saw, it was filled with unnecessary prequels, requels, sequels, remakes, live action remakes of animated films, and the reverse, and prequels, and then prequel live action remakes that are CGI of a live action remake that was just a remake of a sequel and a prequel. Like, they're surprised. So they're shocked as they wrestle with how to operate in the new world order where moviegoing might not ever return to pre-COVID levels. I got news for you. COVID was a while ago. So pre-COVID levels was 2019. Half a decade, they ain't coming back. And don't blame COVID. Hollywood, you got to work through COVID. You were considered essential over millions of Californians. You got to work through COVID, so stop dropping COVID, because what killed you was the fucking strikes, you retards. You should have never gone on strike. You don't shut down your industry twice in 4 years. But executives are shocked. Somehow executives and exhibitors are shocked at an industry that shut down, wasn't as far as exhibitors are concerned, shut down twice in 4 years. They were able to make shit. And guess what they did? They made a bunch of shit during COVID. Then they delayed it during the strike. So we're still getting stuff that was made during COVID because they delayed it. Because they kept waiting for people to come back to the theater, which they're not going to do. But yeah, big shocker. You prevent people from going to movie theaters, and then you shut everything down 2 years later because power to the people. Workers of the world unite. Pretenders unite. These oppressive executives who pay us millions of dollars to pretend. Fight the man. And fuck the producers too. I don't like them either. But I got no dog in that fight. But it was just, y'all make pretend. You're not in fucking salt mines. And look what the strikes did. And I'm never going to stop pointing that out because there's so much denial about it. Even though the WGA is now looking for YouTubers and TikTokers. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. Oh, I'm sure you'll get a bunch of TikTokers. And yeah, I'm sure you will. Pre-COVID levels. One studio that's still smiling is Warner Brothers, which has been dazzling winning streak. Okay, stop with that. Like, listen, yes, Weapons has sat as number one for the longest time now, or longer than Superman. I don't know how Sinners stayed number. I don't know. Weapons is number one 4 weeks in a row. So Warner Brothers won with Sinners and Weapons. And Minecraft. They didn't win with Superman. That was not a win. It was not a win. I will not call Superman a flop. I won't call it a flop. I'd say it performed this. It performed as it was. Mediocre. But Warner Brothers win is, well, they were the smartest retard. Or who said it on Friday Night Tights? Was it Shad? They were the tallest retard. I forgot who said it on Friday Night Tights. They were the tallest retard. I'm very, very nervous for the future, says one top studio exec. There are a lot of these studios and companies making movies, and I don't think there is enough of an audience for them. Ding. Somebody finally said it. There's not enough audience, guys. What happened to the audience? What did we do to drive away the audience? What could have possibly happened? It's an enigma wrapped into a mystery that'll never be solved. I mean, sure, we shut down our industry a couple times, breaking the habit of Hollywood. And sure, we told half of the country to fuck off for, 8 years in a row. But they'll come back because they need us. We're Hollywood. We are American royalty. Do you know how important we are in Hollywood? We're so important. We tell you we're important all the time. We always call these things very important films when some ill-informed documentary gives a skewed version of a series of events, which a bunch of retards from fucking Marin County and Manhattan watch, and all of a sudden they're educated because they watched a misinformed documentary or listen to NPR. Yeah, I wonder where the audience went, guys. Yeah, I posted about the Star Wars Starfighter, which is a terrible name. And I was just pointing out that, oh my God, an actual announced Star Wars project is going into production. Holy shit. What is that? 2 out of 37? And everybody, to a man and woman, says, don't care. Fuck it. I won't watch it. Star Wars is dead. I mean, that's it. The cast looks okay. It is incredibly average. I mean, that Star Wars Starfighter is about as extraordinary as a room temperature glass of water in a beige room. But they're worried where the audience went. That is not the sentiment theater owners or many other studios share. They think the solution is more product delivered to bigger screens. I would say better product. For one, stop calling it product. You make movies. You make things that are high art. Not lately, not in the last half decade, but you don't make. What you have been making is product. That is your problem. So I'm not going to go over the whole thing because I might we'll say this, but they talk about male skewing. These were all male skewing films. You know, Mission Impossible, F1, Jurassic World Rebirth, Superman. Well, F1 did really well. It's a fucking F1 movie that did decent in America. We don't know shit about that sport. Now, the people who know something about that sport watch it and go, fuck no. None of that's happening. But I thought it was an entertaining movie. Mission Impossible Final Reckoning wasn't a good movie. It wasn't a good movie. Jurassic World Rebirth wasn't a good movie. Superman wasn't a good movie. That's your problem. Jurassic World Rebirth did well despite being a piece of shit. Primitive War is 1,000 times better. Made for $7 million. Go watch it if you can. I think it's in theaters for 3 more days. Go watch Primitive War. But and then they bring up Fantastic Four First Steps, mid. Superman, I'll be nice, mid. My grade has gone down. Mission Impossible, a little below mid. F1 was great. Jurassic World, I struggled to stay awake, to be honest with you. It's just been a bad year of movies. Make better movies. People will show up. Again, to your point, Hollywood Reporter. A bunch of people just showed up to a 50-year-old movie because they're starving. They still want to go to these things. Why did Top Gun Maverick in COVID make $2 billion or around the time? Why did Spider-Man No Way Home almost make $2 billion? Because people enjoyed the movies. They were mostly good and fun. Top Gun Maverick is the best movie of this decade so far, in my opinion. Yeah, if you make something good, they'll show up. You know what keeps them from showing up though, aside, even if you make something good, the people you told to fuck off, depending on the individual film, some of them might actually come in. Some people you've lost forever. You've just lost forever. Hollywood will not attain 2019 numbers ever again because they make too much shit. Streaming is an option now. And I'll be real, there's better stuff on streaming than there is in the theater. And you're in competition with yourself. So you just saw that Jaws is number 2. Well, what do you think people are doing at home? Do I want to go watch Being Caught Stealing from Darren Aronofsky, or do I want to just stay home and watch Snatch or The Gentleman? And then wait for Being Caught Stealing to come on streaming later. That's usually what happens. I just rewatched The Gentleman movie. Fucking love it. Absolutely love it. So there we are. That's where we're at with Hollywood. And I said 3 weeks ago on Friday Night Tights, you're going to start seeing articles of Hollywood shitting themselves because of the bad summer. And more importantly, the reason they're shitting themselves is what's ahead, which is nothing. Fucking nothing. A couple of horror movies will come out and they'll do well because they have low budgets, but nothing to prop up a theater. No tent poles. Tron Ares, as much as I'm kind of looking forward to it, it's probably going to be girl boss shit. Okay, let's be real. It's not going to be a massive hit. Tron just doesn't. Tron is Gen X. And we're getting old, baby. I mean, like Tron with the 9 Inch Nails soundtrack. It's like, oh, that's good to me. My kid's like, what? So, Tron, Mortal Kombat has been moved. Trying to think of what else. There's a Wicked's coming out, so Jeremy and Ryan will be super happy, and they can go on a date and see that. And then Avatar at the end of the year, and Jay will be the only one excited. But let's be real. Jay's pretty easily excited. He is. We love him for it. We love him for it. Hey, Gary, was wondering if you think Song of Ice and Fire is worth reading, even if it never finishes. Boy, that's up to you. I would say no. No. Be a waste. It's just frustrating. You don't want to be frustrated. You don't want to be frustrated by entertainment, right? So the answer would be no. What's going to happen with it's already starting to happen, right? Ryan can back me up on this because he watches all the same fucking channels I do, like David Lightbringer, who's kind of my favorite now. He's really fun, and others, but it's just gonna be overanalyzed like the Beatles. It's going to be overanalyzed like by the Beatles. But I've seen an uptick in lore videos for A Song of Ice and Fire because I think people have just accepted that it's never going to come out. So it's just going to be finished by theory, and people are going to overall decide what the best theories are. And I think that's how it maintains a life. I think it maintains a life through what could have been. And at this point, you got to think George is feeling the pressure because I'm sure he's aware of some of these theories, and I'm sure many of them are better than his ideas. And whatever he comes out with, Preston Jacobs pointed this out with Benjen Stark being missing for so long. And they're finally going to have to solve that mystery. He went on too long. So whenever you finally solve the mystery of Benjen Stark, because unlike in the show, he's not cold hands, he's probably just going to end up being dead or something. But it'll be disappointing. Well, the same goes for the whole fucking book. Now we have fanfic being written, we have theories, and those theories are probably going to be better than what George came up with. And it's just going to be disappointing. So when it comes to George, my mantra has been since the last video I did on him, which was 3 years ago, I'm probably due to do another one, but we'll wait till he makes the news again, has been, I don't care if you finish the big book or not at this point. You're not going to finish. Be honest. Just come out and be honest. Be honest with the readers who invested so much time, made you a very rich man. Does he owe them anything? I think he owes them honesty. I don't think he owes them the book. If you can't finish, you can't finish. It's fucking ridiculous that he couldn't finish. But if he's just not into it, he's burnt out and can't do it, I would say, you know what? Just oversee it and have somebody else write it. But the only thing I think he owes anybody is honesty. And I guess to the letter of the law of morality, he doesn't even owe people that. But I would feel some sort of obligation, especially since I'm sure in his head he thinks I'm going to finish someday. But you're keeping that false hope alive, so you keep making money, which makes you very dishonest. Very dishonest. I want to get the exact quote here. False hopes are more dangerous than fears. Oh, that comes from the guy you tried to subvert, J.R.R. Tolkien, which you did. You didn't finish your book, and he did. Don't try to roll out that, well, he never finished the Silmarillion. No. But he did finish the story of The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. It was a beginning, middle, and end. But there's a lot of channels out there that are very enthusiastically doing theory videos, and they're a lot of fun. And I listen to that a lot in my leisure time. But no. I would say no. You know what I would do? I would read Elric. Because if you read Elric first, then you know where George got a lot. Well, pretty much fucking Valyria and Targaryens are from Elric. And Ashai by the Shadow from Elric. Lots of shit from Elric. So read Elric. Hell, Michael Moorcock tripped his balls off on acid. He just wrote a book. He just wrote an Elric book a year or two ago. Scott Jonesy has been a member for 6 months. Check out Resident Evil. Alan Tudyk is brilliant in it. He's great. We need more positivity. Oh, that guest on last night was you with AMA Absolute Spaza Cabbage. Oh, I don't know. What is that, X-ray girl? What's a spaza cabbage? Am I saying that right? Wrong?
I think it's spaz cabbage.
Spaz cabbage?
British
Mike Barra, he's been around UFOs for a long time. That's an old school dude. And a lot of them are a little out there, but that's what I like about them. Straight on time, yet still gay. Ha. Yeah, B-Chain, yes. Yes. When are you watching or reading One Piece, Gary? It's so lore driven. It's insane. The recent lore drops in the recent issue in Lord of the Rings terms, we're finally understanding the Morgoth of OP. Hop on the train when I have time, my brother. Happy Labor Day and first day of September to you in the chat. Spooky season, X-Ray Girl, would you agree? Spooky season starts today? I think spooky season starts today. Don't you agree?
Yes. I saw decorations at Costco already, and I'm so excited.
Mm-hmm. Spooky season starts today. So how I start every spooky season is, when I'm working out, I fire up Misfits, Vampira, and Typo Negative, Black Number One. Those are like my official start of Halloween songs. Mama's home now. She came home last night, so the decorations are going to go up. Spooky season can start right now. Go. I bought it after Halloween last year. I have a giant 6-foot werewolf that they sold at Home Depot that go rawr. Yeah, can't wait to fire that up. Scare the shit out of some kids, man. This is what I fucking live for, man. Dan Baskin Gundam combo needs to happen. They both have pipes. You know what? That's Bubba Doom. You are not wrong. Dan, are you still in the chat? So you've heard Gundam, his music. Like Gundam's phenomenal. He's a phenomenal talent. He's a comedian. He's a musician. He can paint. And he's funny as fuck. We're gonna bring him on FNT more. But I think a duet of Gundam and Dan Vasc would be great. Gary, any updates on the MCU source where RDJ threatening to leave Doomsday unless the script was less girl boss moments? Yeah, that's total bullshit. Super Frandaman, utter, complete, 100% total bullshit. The squabble on set, I think much more was made of that than it was. And now that there is a long, dark, dead period before we get any Star Wars or Marvel, the rumors are going to get more and more retarded. So what happens in the scooper sphere, the pooper scooper sphere, is I think in some cases they talk to some people in the peripheral, they talk to some people directly, and then once in a while they get something right. And then they need to fill time. It's just theory. I don't know for sure. They need to fill time. Maybe they got some plausible deniability when their rumor that's not true comes from somebody else. And they go, well, I just passed on a rumor that's not true. It's not from me. It's not for me. But then when they knowingly pass on a rumor, or when they pass on a rumor, they say, I was right when you actually heard it from somebody else. So you weren't right about shit. It's been part of fandom forever. And it's fun talking about rumors at the comic shop. And we can certainly talk about them anytime here. I don't care. But I mean, it's pretty easy to sniff which ones are true and which, I mean, some stuff is possible. Like you got to go, yeah, that could happen. RDJ saying there's too much girl boss stuff in the script. That shit would not come out of his mouth. RDJ is woke as fuck. Just hate to break in, but I still think it's a great inspirational story. Getting sober after being in prison. I think it's a great story. It's a great story. I have a lot of respect for RDJ. But yeah, so the Yelena rumor about Spider-Man, total bullshit. Total bullshit. And I try not to bug the dude. Like, usually the stuff comes to me unsolicited. So it's like, and I think it's because they want it to get out. Specifically, they wanted it to get out that Savage, Hulk, and Punisher were going to be Spider-Man. I was specifically told that no, we want people to get excited about this. So, all right. Well, does it have to be Mark Ruffalo though? Can we just do CGI Hulk and leave out the Mark Ruffalo? Because then I don't think that's going to excite people. And that's what I said. I said it's not going to excite people. It'll do the opposite. Punisher, yes. But yeah, but thanks for asking. Yeah. So and RDJ did not fight with Ryan Reynolds. No. Sup, Gary? Surprised they haven't tried robbing the grave of the Mummy movies. I saw a pretty good vid on Callaghan the Black. I know it's AI, but it looks like it could have been if it was Rings good. They're going to be doing Mummy movies, but their Universal is really going back to their roots. Don't mess with the Mummy movies. They were such a surprise that they were good. I thought it was going to be shit when I walked into that movie. It was just because it came out. I remember it came out same year as the Phantom Menace, and everybody's looking forward to the Phantom Menace. And like, this is something that killed time, and it ended up being light years better than the Phantom Menace. It's such a fucking good movie. Go along to get along is the banality of evil. Yep. I'm 30 and I take no pleasure in I take more pleasure in watching 80s TV shows like Magnum PI and Quantum Leap. Strong storytelling, great comedic moments, and emotional payoffs. Hell, you're right. And that's when things were just cookie cutter and they were so much better. So much better. When I took my film, it was called a digital video intensive, but I took it's basically, it was film school with no theory. It was done in 4 months, classes 6 days a week, 10 to 12 hours a day. And they put a camera in your hand, and that's pretty much where I learned everything. And it got me a job in Hollywood that I hated and left, but it absolutely paid off. This is why I don't get down on yourself if you did some schooling, right? And you're like, well, I didn't go. I went to culinary school, but I didn't become a chef. But, that skill could come in later on in a place you don't expect. And that's what happened with YouTube. So grateful for that. But I digress. In our aesthetics class, we basically reconstructed an episode of Matlock. That was our thing, is we reconstructed an episode of Matlock. And it was explained to us that script we were using was a repurposed Quincy script, which was a repurposed script from another show. So they were Murder, She Wrote, Quincy, Matlock, Magnum PI, Simon and Simon. They're all repurposing the shit out of scripts. That's all they were doing. It was a big conveyor belt. But what made it work was casting and character and consistency of character. It wasn't even the fucking plot. People just wanted to see Matlock solve some problems. They wanted to see Andy Griffith solve some problems. Jack Klugman solve some problems. Columbo. They followed the characters. Characters matter, right? Like, what's the biggest problem with Alien Earth? Shitty characters. Like, horribly shitty characters, and the only one I give a shit about is barely in it. But the main characters, the kids, it's weird having 12-year-olds in adult bodies and then adults acting horribly as kids. It's it's fucking cringe. But that's my biggest problem with it. Too many ideas. But if, like I said, if it was just about the cyborg, be a good show. Survived till 25. Now it's out of state by 28. Oh. It's just survive 25. We need to survive 25. Oh God. I forgot who said this on Twitter, but this isn't mine. It's survive until 25 went from we went from survive until 25 to we'll get this fixed in 26 to I'll suck your dicks if you come and watch it, or yeah, I'll suck your dicks in 26. That's what it is. I'll suck your dicks in 26 if you come watch our movie. Cinematic universe fatigue. Yes. Well, I think it's just cinematic fatigue right now. I think it's Hollywood fatigue, bro. Blind Yo says, I bet Hollywood executives can make killer PowerPoint presentations for market analysts. We all know that's the most important skill to have. Well, they're very good at it. You know, everybody's got to be good at something. Gary, favorite movies and series so far this year? Mobland and Weapons. Weapons are F1. Weapons are F1, but Mobland, Weapons, F1, 1A, 1B. Pretty easy choices. I want my Donner back. RIP. Hope he isn't looking down on us and shrugging. He is. Axel Foley. May you rest in peace. I finally got to see Weapons this weekend. I had missed the feeling of leaving a theater after a good movie and the discussions you get to have after. I know that was crazy, right? Like my wife and I were like, oh my God, we're actually discussing this movie. This is tons of fun. Yeah, we missed those days. The movie industry is like your favorite restaurant. If they keep serving you a turd sandwich, you are going to stop going, even under new management. Yep. Terminal List, Dark Wolf thoughts so far. I loved it. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I like the characters. I mean, it's like not reinventing the wheel. It's just it's turned into a spy thriller. And I like it. I like Taylor Kish, whatever his name is. I think he's good. But yeah, it's tons of fun. I thought it was brilliant so far. I'm having fun. Is it as good as Terminal List? No, I don't think it's as good. I think some people are saying it's better. I wouldn't agree there, but it's really good. It's probably the best TV show out right now. They got 3 episodes. And it's just basic dude action shit. And again, good characters. It's got Tom Hopper. Tom Hopper, you might remember him from the 11th Hour. Tom Hopper was also in Umbrella Academy. He was Dickon in Game of Thrones. Dickon Tarley. Oh, I saw you downloaded Red Rising, my GOAT series. The first book is commonly bottom 2. Book 2 is top 3. Amazing. The 7th final book comes out next year. Cool. Excellent. Hail to the fellowship. Gary, are you going to LA Comic-Con? Maybe. I was going to go for sure, but I think they fucking denied Chris some panels, which is really weird. You know, Chris knows the owner of that con. I mean, the owner doesn't run the con, right? But Chris knows the fucking owner of the con. So somebody got mad at the panels we did a couple years ago. That's what happened. So I don't know. Gary, are you a fan of the Graves era of the Misfits? I love all Misfits. Yes, even Jerry Only and Misfits spinoffs. I do. I mean, like, Danzig's the GOAT. Dude, I got a Jerry Only signed bass. I do. He gave me one. But mostly Danzig Misfits. That's mainly my thing. Check out the MTG Spider-Man panel cards. What's MTG? MTG? What's MTG? What's MTG? I don't know. Sorry, Black Cane. Sup, Gary? Can we talk about the bullshit coming from Simon Tolkien? Holy shit. Yeah, okay. Alpha Chad Fanor, I will direct because I'm limited time. We're gonna say I'll save much of the conversation for tomorrow. We can break this down tomorrow, big time. But I'll give you the broad strokes and bullet points. How's that sound? Simon is basically saying, I'm totally okay with the changes. I know. So I made a video. Maybe I'll reshare it. It's a couple of years old. It's called The Rings of Power, The Making of a Disaster. And it's a video based on conversations I had with people who had worked on the show. From its beginnings to its plopping like a turd in the toilet of life. And got some pretty good inside knowledge. Couldn't share all of it, but some of the stuff I could share was Simon Tolkien, who's basically in charge, is a moron, is a complete Nepo. Apple fell really far from the tree, down the street, into the sewer, and out to the ocean. That's how far the apple fell from Christopher and the professor. Long fucking way, as you know, Alpha Chad. I was told specifically, remember we want Sauron to be a Walter White story. Remember that? You guys remember that, right? That comes straight from Simon Tolkien. He's the one who sat down the executives at the time and said, I want it to be a Walter White story. And their fucking jaw hit the floor. Oh, what are you fucking talking about? What are you talking about? So the people who initially wanted to do this wanted to do it right. And they were all shown the door. Jennifer Salke, who was now fired, came in. JD Payne and Patrick McKay made a good pitch, but they were just supposed to be writers, not showrunners. They became showrunners, and they don't know what the fuck they're doing. And they're full of shit. There's a reason you work 10 years for Hollywood for Bad Robot for a lot of it, and you don't get a credited script. You have to try to be that bad. Well, now we know. But Simon, and I responded to your tweet, Alpha Chad, and I put the exact quote that person told me. Simon is nice, but he's a bit of an idiot. So they had to work around him all the time until Salke gets there, and all of a sudden he's in charge. The estate are a bunch of Nepo kids who don't have to work a fucking day in their life thanks to the greatness of their fathers and grandfathers and uncles, great uncle and whatever. And they're all a bunch of Nepo kids. And they're cashing in. Being too stupid to realize that, Christopher guarded this legacy for a long fucking time. And now everybody's realizing, if you put out too much shit of something, that ruins the something. If you make something what it isn't, that ruins the something. Star Trek, Star Wars, Marvel Comics, DC Comics, Witcher, Wheel of Time, Rings of Power. I talk about it a little bit in my video, but we talk about the state of modern epic fantasy. It's fucking toast. It's toast. And I think its future will probably be just in low budget stuff. And I'm completely fine with that. I'm reviewing Red Sonia, which was a $17 million movie, but This is an OG female character who's totally accepted as a badass, and you fuck it up. It's very indicative of the times. And it's proof that the girl boss killed epic fantasy. Because when you actually bring in a real fucking female character, they fuck it up. Galadriel. And then they bring in a real female badass who's just a babe who kills shit. And they make her a fucking eco warrior. And we're like, this is the less woke version, guys. Oh, thanks for leaving out all the gender politics, but it still sucks. But yeah, bro. I saw a bunch of the sites saying like, well, they're gonna do season 4 and 5, and they might, because this is Jeff Bezos's vanity project. Listen, Star Trek is not making any money for Paramount. They keep making it to keep it in the zeitgeist somehow, just to have shit out there because they consider it a crown jewel, but it's not making them a penny. A penny. We need an R-rated version of G.I. Joe. Sydney Sweeney is Lady J. Okay. I mean, at this point, why not? It's not like there's a bunch of young Gen Alpha G.I. Joe fans. G.I. Joe fans is for Gen X. Make it for fucking Gen X. Just go all in. Go all in. Just watch Dead Reckoning. I hate that I liked it more than Superman. Fuck you, James Gunn. Ooh, did I like Dead Reckoning more than I like Superman? Jack Klugman, Oscar Madison rocked. He did. He did. Watch The Fugitive the other day, and it's sad to see how easy it used to be to make characters we wanted to see. It's very difficult now. Any stream you've done where you've reacted to Fallout Season 2 trailer? Yes. Real BBC. Pretty sure it was the Real BBC. Yes, it was the Real BBC. I think it was on Az's channel though. I'm not that into it. My kid played the game. I'm not that into it, and I didn't like the series. Taking a break from Mad Men binge to watch the stream. Have you seen the show, Gary? I have. In my opinion, on par with Sopranos. Hell, great show. Mad Men was a great show. Great show. Don't you think it's crazy they delayed a Mortal Kombat 2 within 2 months of its original release date? Yeah, there's something up with that. So, Salazar, I think the movie is either tested like trash, but then you would know that before 2 months, or they feel like it's better and it has a better chance to succeed out of this shit year. Because movies still need, like, I'm confident in my movie to bring people to theater, but there's also peripheral. You know, I've talked about this on streams before. Long gone are the days where you just like, let's go to the theater and we'll pick a movie when we get there. Because we had choices. Now it's like, like the only thing I would consider seeing, and it just left the theater, was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles anniversary. I think Harry Potter movies are playing this week. Jaws, or Weapons again. Weapons would be the only new movie I would consider seeing again. Simon Tolkien does not like his grandfather's work. Yeah, Simon is the last person you want in charge of fucking the secondary world. Never apologize, never explain. They mess you about, walk and forget them forever. Yep. They mess you about, walk. They messing about. Hey, Gary, how do we keep our beloved universes and IPs safe from Hollywood? Make them so toxically masculine, they don't want to touch them. Conan is a great example. Do you know there has never been a big budget version of Call of Cthulhu? A classic story. Like, they've never made a fucking movie on that. That's because they think the writer was just like this fucking racist dude. But yeah, we are in an era. I'm spoiling the end of my video. Still gonna watch the end, but we're in an era where I'm happier when Hollywood isn't adapting our shit. And was he H.P. Lovecraft? I mean, yeah, but who cares? It was fucking 100 years ago. Who gives a shit? Everybody was racist 100 years ago. There are a bunch of racist people out there right now. We're in the least racist fucking country of them all. Go travel, folks. Many of you know what I'm talking about. Go travel. To all those people who think this is the worst country, just go. Go hang out in Mexico. Go hang out in Mexico. Let's see how you're treated as a white dude. Go to China. No, Mexico's it's bad. It is fucking bad. I mean, doesn't Viva la Raza mean the race above all? I don't give a shit what H.P. Lovecraft like the fact that they haven't adapted his stories. I mean, how many stories have been adapted by fucking diddlers and shit? Like they're still talking about Peter Pan. A lot of smoke around the fire of that fucking author. People still praise Woody Allen. Guy married his stepdaughter. Oh, but H.P. Lovecraft was a racist in the 1900s. Who gives a shit? What was he going to do? Lovecraft was a great writer. That's what he was. And he kind of went back on some of it later on anyway. But yeah, so that's why, the pulp era remains untouched, which is kind of sad because it's fucking great. It's great. But you have Solomon Kane out there. You've got Conan. You've got all kinds of fantasy, horror fantasy and epic fantasy that you could adapt to. All these people talking about, we need our next Game of Thrones. We need our next Game of Thrones. Okay, we're going to pay billions of dollars for Lord of the Rings. We're going to start The Witcher. We're going to do The Wheel of Time. Okay, now everything they were, get rid of that shit. So if they had a problem with Tolkien, how in the fuck do you think they feel about Conan? The Hyborian Age in publishing predates Tolkien. Now, I can hear you, Alpha Chad. Yes, he did start in 1914 when Robert E. Howard was 8. But Robert E. Howard beat him in publishing by a few years. That's what the Conan fans will always say. But then you say, well, but yeah, they'll always talk about, we want our next Game of Thrones. We want our next Game of Thrones. Hey, let's buy this male skewing property and emasculate the fuck out of it. Because men are like bad and stuff now. Like Red Sonja, they went with the Gail Simone shit. Gail Simone, 18 issues her run lasted. 18 issues. And I promise you, because I sold some of them, it was like my last year of business. The only reason people bought them, it wasn't for the Gail Simone story. It was for the fucking hot women on the cover. Nobody was reading those fucking stories. And plus, Dynamite flooded everything with multiple variants. But Gail Simone's run that they based the fucking movie on, somewhat, 18 issues. Oh, and they removed the rape from her origin because that removed her agency. And I want you to think about that statement. So according to Gail Simone, the feminist, being raped removes your agency as a person. Not a good look. She wanted to remove any masculinity from the origins. She gave her bad body odor and made her bisexual. I don't know. Fucking Gail Simone is the most gassed up fucking mid writer in the history of comics. Birds of Prey was pretty good, but she trolled her way into the industry. And she was competent enough to keep around, but she is fucking mid as fuck. I think her only place will be as a placeholder between creative teams for a little while. I guess that's the best way you could justify her. But having talked to her, I have an interview with her on one of my film school documentaries. I did an interview, or actually one of my employees did. And she just like, I'm talking like this. And yes, I talked about feminism in my whatever the fuck her website was, womeninrefrigerators.com. Yeah, I go in on her in the video. Not sorry. Gary, when you had your shop, were there any discussions of Bob Wilkins? He hosted creature features from late 60s to the early 80s and emceed early Star Trek conventions. Has Shatner Nimoy interviews. Yes. So he was gone by the time I had got to the Bay Area, but people made me aware of him. And then I ended up Enrico Palazzo on Creature Features, the new version. I have 2 interviews on that show. They were one of the first people to invite me on when the channel started growing, and I'm on a couple of Creature Feature episodes. If you go to their YouTube channel, but Bob Wilkins was not there. No, this is the second version, but I am aware. The latest Red Letter Media video equivocated on this, that while they still thought Lucas was a weird antisocial moron with the mind of a child, he still understood brand proliferation better than Disney. I didn't get that out of the video. Yes, I mean that's an objective truth. George Lucas is I think he's antisocial. Saying he's a moron is retarded. Saying George Lucas is a moron is fucking retarded. The man changed Hollywood with his ideas. Forget Star Wars. The guy changed Hollywood with THX, with just pure technology that he helped fund, innovate through bringing together some of the best minds, best creative minds, and getting out of Hollywood. So calling him a moron, I wouldn't do that. But he understood. It's funny that the guy who hated the studio system and brands created one of the most studio brand things ever. It's just the way it works out. That's the way life works out. But George is free. George can do what he wants. The RLM video was, we still think the prequels suck, and it's fine. I agree with them. But to say that the Acolyte is just as bad as the prequels is just retarded. Have you seen the Sisu 2 trailer yet? We reacted to it last week. It looks fantastic. It looks tons of fun. He's killing commies. What are your thoughts on the DC Absolute Universe? I'm trying to like it, but these characters don't feel like who they are supposed to be or to represent. D. Condane. Thank you for the $5, by the way. Thanks everybody for the super chats. I don't read it. I gave up reading new Marvel and DC 4 years ago now, and I haven't gone back. I don't like the art. I don't think I'd even give it a shot. I'm not a big Scott Snyder fan to begin with, and I think that art just is not my thing, man. So, and it's just DC relaunching again, and maybe I'm old. So I'm reading a bunch of DC. I read more DC now than Marvel because I have a huge blind spot in Silver and early Bronze Age because I was a Marvel guy. So I've been buying old, cheap DC issues of everything and just reading it. And I'm far more happier. The covers are better, the art's better, the story's better, everything's better from 50 years ago than it is now. I'm told comics are great again. Sales have ticked up, but they're not great. At least according to the shop owners I've talked to. A nice dick slap to Disney would be right before Doomsday comes out. Re-release Conan the Barbarian and IMAX promoting the real Doom, Thulsa Doom, with James Earl Jones, the voice of Darth Vader epic. They should. I think you could, they've re-released it in theaters, but full IMAX would be cool. Forget H.P. Lovecraft. There are still two minds about adapting Harry Potter. You see J.K. Rowling's response to Chris Columbus' comment about her? No, I didn't see her respond. What's her response? Could you find that response, X-Ray Girl? Oh, did you see Jinx Monsoon say fans want Marvel to make Mystique trans and had his agents talk to Disney? Funny how that's best for fans, just so happens to help him personally. Fans don't want Mystique to be trans. Mystique is a woman. It's a female. You're a dude, Jinx. Yes, it's a changeling, and yes, they've made it, but Mystique was always a hot blue chick. And as far as her being ashamed of how she looked, that's a fucking movie thing. That's a movie and much later Marvel thing. But yes, you know what? Go right ahead. Go right ahead. I say do it. I say cast Jinx Monsoon as Mystique and see how that works out. And I saw the interview. The interview, like Jinx is getting all upset. I just want to blend in. You want to blend in? Stop drawing attention to yourself. I just want to blend in. No, you fucking don't. That's the last thing you want to do. If you just wanted to blend in to society, then blend in. It's all on you. No, they want to stand out. That's exactly why gay men dress in drag, to stand out, to have fun, to be noticed. We just want to blend in. No, you fucking don't. Why do you think the T has been raised so far? Because gays are blending in. It's become really fucking normal. It's just you're just bland old normal people like we are now. Welcome to it. You're not special. You're not some superhero because you put on a fucking wig. But they want to be special. They need that. See, it's a personal problem. That's becoming a societal problem. And I don't care what adults do. But don't tell me you're a dude who dresses up as a woman to blend in. Get the fuck out of here. That'd be like me saying, I got a tattoo to blend in. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, I would say I'm all for acceleration. I do believe that when the X-Men are cast from Disney Marvel, you will miss the Fox universe if you don't miss them already. Would you consider having a good Bad Flicks guys on FNT? I think it would be interesting having them on. Yeah, I consider, of course. Of course. Happy Jessica. Happy Jessica with a K, by the way, says Lady Grey Master. Make the 2080 Flesh comic TV series. Okay. In a different universe. Don't ask for anything to be made now. Have you seen Armani commercial with Pierce Brosnan? He's driving a very similar BMW 7 Series to his 007. It's reminiscent of the scene with Connery and the Centaurium and NSN. Coincidence? I don't think. No, they were actually probably trying to meet that. There might be some news. You never know about Pierce. He made Mystique the trans allegory, a person demonized for how they look. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you exhibit Sweeney. Yeah, if Sydney Sweeney is Mystique, then X-Men makes $1 billion. Two things can be true at once. Watership Down is traumatizing and 100% a children's movie. Yes. Like it or not, Red Letter Media went with a harsh lens into the prequel scripts and said the issue was in George Lucas's innately. The latest vid did equivocate, mocking Lucas, but also said Disney failed. Yes. Like I am not here to defend the prequels. I will not defend the prequels. My mind is not just because Disney produced a worse trilogy, it doesn't make the prequels better to me. I've always made jokes that they look better. They're Shakespeare compared to the Disney trilogy, but it's not really a compliment. And I know this is just how I feel. People will disagree. Lady Gravemaster will be frothing at the mouth right now, but I don't like them. They're not good. I haven't rewatched them. I don't own them. The only one I've rewatched in the last decade was Revenge of the Sith. And that's where George kind of like remembers how to direct. Because he did not know how to direct in those first two movies. He was way out of practice. And by Revenge of the Sith, it's like, all right, he's getting his legs under him. But they're not well acted. They're not well paced. They're not good movies. I saw them as an adult, not as a child. So I'm going to have a different point of view. Plus, I am from the generation who saw the originals, which are vastly superior. Every single one of them, vastly superior. But you can like the prequels all day long. I like the fucking Hobbit trilogy. People get on me about that all day long. Alpha Chat's probably screaming right now. I'll say that Hobbit trilogy is better than the prequels because it has the first two movies are better, but the third movie is dog shit. So, like it or not, RL. I read that one. Thank you. RLM. I was speaking more of them bringing up Ryan, but Disney absolutely failed. But saying Disney failed with Star Wars now, really. And the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. And summertime comes once a year. Yes, Disney failed. The Disney that they were praising early on has failed. My brother told me I shouldn't like Star Trek because Roddenberry once said weird things about his daughters. I called him a hypocrite because he likes James Gunn movies. Gunn said much worse things. Did Roddenberry say stuff to your brother's daughters? Or to his own daughters? Roddenberry said a lot of weird things. Roddenberry fucking cheated on his wife all the time. I don't care. James Gunn made bad jokes on Twitter, edgelord jokes. He's from Trauma. They joke about that stuff a lot. James Gunn doesn't have kids. So he's kind of a childless Hollywood weirdo, which I think is better than having kids and then transing them later. So good for him. Yeah. James Gunn just didn't direct a good Superman movie, and Peacemaker sucks. That's all I can say. I like the Suicide Squad, though. I say when I was a kid in the 90s, life was a lot better before all this gay multicultural shit in our country. It's replacing our American identity. I don't know. Like there's normal gay, and then there's like whatever the fuck. Well, there's activist gay. It became an activist organization, a Marxist activist organization, and that's what I mean, how many things have become that? Occupy became that. All backed by corporations, by the way. Corporations became that. It's when it became as the individual, I have no problems with the individual. The activist organization, I have a problem with. It's very Marxist. Did Gail write the Minotaur romance between Steph book Steph found sex with sentient minotaurs, glory holes at all? I saw some of the reviews for that. No, she didn't. But that's what women are into. So women, guys, breaking news. The women who like are out there, porn, you guys in your porn are going out and buying like vampire porn books and books where women are fucking blowing minotaurs in glory holes. So women are just as depraved as men. Always have been, always will be. I mentioned in my video, they dialed down. Like one of the Red Sonja's problems is they made it for women. Red Sonja is made for men. It is a men's story. Stars a woman. So that's what they've done this with Harley Quinn. They do this with other female characters where we're going to take them back. You can't take anything back you never fucking had. They're characters created by men for men. Women can't write them. Especially feminist women. But if, so they feminize all these fucking male brands and then none of the women show up and they go, what happened? Where are the men? Where are the women? Well, the women like the shit the way it was. And if you're like, women want to see women with agency, that it has to pass the Bechdel test. So we have to remove all violence against the women, which means you've just put a giant barrier on storytelling. Anything you put rules on creatively, you're fucked. Oh, you can't write a black person as a criminal. You can't have violence against women. You can't portray a white guy as a mentor to you can't, all these can'ts, and that means you can't make a story. So you make a PG-13 eco warrior fucking Red Sonja, which is retarded. Absolutely retarded. But if women don't like, if women are against toxic masculinity, then fucking explain true crime to me. Explain true crime. Explain why women like to hear stories about women getting brutally raped and murdered. And they can't get enough of that shit. It's like catnip. It's like women nip. Fucking true crime. Oh, I know the answer. I know the answer. Not going to like it, but I know the answer. Women love true crime. Why do women love true? There you go. Chat got it. It's a fetish. It's a fetish. Man, true crime channels fucking blowing up. Men doing the worst possible shit you can think of to women, dude, over and over again. And all of a sudden, all the other stories are like, we can't do fridging anymore, and we can't do violence against women. Meanwhile, women are like, where's the fucking true crime at? You got any more? Got any more of that true crime? Got any more of that shit? It's okay, ladies. I ain't judging. I'm just making an observation. I hate to share this, but when I was looking for your channel on another account recently, I still got the Nerdrotic is Toxic as top search return. And then I started typing. Yep, came back. It was gone for about a month. It came back, and that's great. Then we can lean into the meme and do the Nerdrotic Toxic reviews, which start this month. I've already got the movie picked out. It's been going on for 3 years. At this point, it's like I should just rename the channel Nerdrotic is Toxic. But we'll do Nerdrotic. We've already done one on Nerdrotic Daily, but I'll reset it. We still have something. Maybe I'll get some new video. of people just randomly searching it in incognito mode and it comes up. Because when I did that with my partner manager, he's like, well, let me put it in incognito mode. And he goes, ooh, I'm all, yeah. And then promptly did nothing about it. So whatever. Just lean into the meme. Million subs. Scott. Doing good. I got nothing to complain about. It must be fucking helping. That's all I can think. That's all I can think of. Thanks, brother. Mystique is trans. Does that mean we'll see twigs and berries? God, I hope not. Netflix Blue Eye Samurai just announced production updates for season 2, 2026 release with 6 45-minute episodes. Didn't that come out like 3 years ago? But yeah, next year. New Robin Hood show on Amazon looks promising. It does. Oh, sorry. It does. That one looks pretty good. Kung Fu Hot Dog. To be fair, you hate everything, Gary. I actually don't. Go see Primitive War. Go see Weapons. Go see Mobland. Go see F1. Best things I've seen this year. You go see Sinners. Don't see. I wouldn't waste your time with Superman, Fantastic Four, or Jurassic, whatever the fuck it was. I think the best stuff coming up. Well, you can watch Dark Wolf right now. Terminalist Dark Wolf. That's fun. Tulsa King will be out in about 3 weeks. That's going to be fun. Landman a couple months later. Stranger Things. The Rolling Post. Oh, the Rolling Post starts with, I see another man has. Okay, gotcha. I'll find it. Oh, here it is. As another man who once worked with me declares himself saddened by my beliefs on gender and sex, I thought it might be useful to compile a list of, for handy reference, which of the following do you imagine makes actors and directors who aren't involved with the HBO reboot of Harry Potter so miserable? Is it my belief that women and girls have their own public changing rooms and bathrooms? That women should retain female-only rape crisis centers? That men don't belong in women's sports? That female prisoners shouldn't be incarcerated with violent men and male sex offenders? That women should remain a protected class in law because they have sex-specific needs and issues? That language should reflect reality rather than ideological jargon, especially in medical context? Though that women shouldn't be harassed, prosecuted, or fired for refusing to pretend humans can change sex? That women cannot be threatened with violence and rape when they assert their rights? That freedom of speech and belief are essential to the pluralistic democratic society? That troubled minors, especially those who are gay, autistic, and traumatized experience, should be given mental health support instead of irreversible surgeries and drug treatments on non-existing evidence of benefit? The gay people shouldn't be persuaded to include the opposite sex in their dating pools, nor should they be smeared for genital fetishness when they don't. That cross-dressing heterosexual males fetishes aren't actually oppressed. So fetishists aren't actually oppressed, but having the time of their lives piggybacking off gender identity ideology. That one's fucking true. That said ideology and the privileged, blinkered fools pushing it because they suffer zero consequences themselves have done more damage to the political left's credibility than Trump and Farage could have achieved in a century. Let me have your thoughts. Is that the response to Chris Columbus, X-Ray Girl?
I believe so.
Yep. Chris Columbus, for one, you ain't done shit lately. and you're a fucking pussy. You're a big fucking pussy. Just another fucking Hollywood. Throw that picture up. I'm going to throw that picture back up, X-Ray Girl. I'm going to show you what happens to some men. Throw the picture back up, X-Ray Girl. Of little estrogen dripping in there. Starting to look like a grandma. Needs to eat more red meat. Starting to happen. Happens to old men. That's why you got to keep an eye on that testosterone. You don't want to fuck with it too much because it's hormones, right? You need to balance that right. But with supplements, good diet, go out and fucking work out, lift a couple weights if you can. It keeps you from starting to look like grandma. So much respect to Chris Columbus. He's made some great movies in the past. He's a Spielberg protege like Robert Zemeckis. And there were so many of them out there. And they all got their fucking step up from Steven Spielberg. And he made the best of it. Really like his first two adaptations of Harry Potter. I particularly like the director's cuts, the longer versions. I think those are the best adaptations, especially Sorcerer's Stone is the best adaptation of a book of all the movies. And I think he's a fucking coward. He's a coward. Go along to get along. These are the cowards that rule over us. It's not the people in power, because it's all about the perception. It is the vast amounts of cowards who go along to get along and will deny a simple truth. That a woman's a woman, a dude shouldn't be in a fucking bathroom. God, and people, X-Ray Girl, people actually say, X-Ray Girl, that I'm the one who hates women. I'm one of their biggest offenders. I think women should be betrayed like women because they're fucking different, and they should have their own bathroom and even if there's a 1% chance that some perv is going to identify as a woman, which is more than 1%, by the way. You shouldn't take that risk, especially with little girls. Little girl. God dang. Thank God I didn't have daughters. Probably be back in jail. And Chris Columbus wasn't going to be involved in the show at all anyway. But good for JK. She's got fuck you money. She don't care. She goes off the reservation for one fucking issue, and she's a fucking Nazi. And I was just listening to, me and the wife were listening to Dave Chappelle talk about it from a couple of years ago, where he tries to explain it. He's all, it's offensive, like, white people wearing blackface. Yep. Where was I? Squaring up time. Oh boy. Yeah, we're definitely going to do a part 2. Sorry. So, what are we going to do at X-Ray Girl? We're going to put a pin in Thursday night. Thursday night. Do you think there's any way Star Wars Starfighter can be good? Gosling is the man, and they just signed F1 cinematographer. I think, yeah. I think it'll be competent. I don't think it'll be fucking trash, although I've said this before, but I don't think it'll be trash like The Acolyte or Ahsoka. I think that's why they got Sean Levy. I think it'll be a confident movie, and I think the best you can hope for is it's fine. But this is just, as a Star Wars fan, you might be, if you're still enthusiastic about Star Wars, God bless you. Okay. I'm black-pilled on Star Wars. Star Wars means nothing to me. Nothing. Not even the OT. Nothing. Most of my vast collection used to be Star Wars. Vintage toys. mail-aways, multiple full sets of the Bantha tracks, everything from the fan club, everything, fucking everything. I got rid of all of it. I just sold it off. I gave away like the original figures that I carried from my youth. One of the few things I carried when I had Patreon at the time, I gave it away to all my figures to the patrons. Just gave them away. It means nothing to me. So I'll go watch it. And I guess the best they can hope for me is, But I don't hate. I think Ryan Gosling was great. I don't know if he is box office. Yes, he was in Barbie, but he was also in The Fall Guy, which was good, and nobody watched it. F1 cinematographer is good. I don't think Sean Levy's that great of a director. I think he's fine, but I think it's definitely a step in the right direction to mediocrity, because like Disney Star Wars needs to strive for mediocrity because they're not even close to that. So if they get to something mediocre, that's kind of a win for them. It's too late for me, son. I haven't been to a movie in the theater for 5 years. I used to go once a month back in the day. When will Hollywood get out of this fad funk they're in? I don't think ever. I think they'll still make good movies, but you got to, like, the whole system is broken through and through. And it was a symbiotic relationship between television and film when all of these studios started becoming conglomerates. So what's taking away from the mid-level film, which helps you through the dark times between tech pulls, is streaming. Like, people are just going to wait for streaming. Been Caught Stealing is not going to drive people to movie theaters. It's just not. That's why it got beat by a 50-year-old movie. You just have more choices at home. You do. And it's also killed the comedy. There's the ecosystem of Hollywood is completely destroyed. And the best sign of that is the comedy is gone. And Naked Gun came back. That's not the comedy being back. And it didn't do that well. I kind of liked it. What are your thoughts on Jacob's Ladder, Gary? Is that not one of the best super suspense horror movies ever made? I love Jacob's Ladder. Love that movie. Why do you censor your videos? Be drinker and curse. Super Frandaman. I mainly I bleep it out because it's funny. I think it's funnier when you bleep it out. But it's a trade-off. It's a trade-off where I will beep my curse words, unlike drinker. I will make trans jokes. But drinker won't, like I do in this video, if you catch it. So it's a trade-off. It's a balancing act. You know what I mean? It's a trade-off. Well, I mean, it's dangerous to make trans jokes on Twitter. That's way worse than saying fuck on Twitter, on YouTube and YouTube. It's not smart, but nobody's ever accused me of being smart. Nobody's ever accused me of being smart. But like for Red Sonia example, when like you go from one trans director to another, you'll see. I think it's funny. There's a line in the movie, and you'll just see. If you watch it, it's fine. It's just a fucking Red Sonia review. I think me and Drinker and Disbro are the only ones who watched it in the FNT. But hail, Drinker. I let some stuff go. But we've been beeping it out forever, and I just kind of stick with it. I get my my cussing out on my live streams. Did you ever watch Life's Too Short with Ricky Gervais show starring Warwick Davis? Used to be on HBO Max, but they scrubbed it. It was funny. Yes, I did. It was very funny. Gary is the guy to replace Kevin Feige to run the MCU. No, that would save it. Would you do it? Gary have asked. Work for Disney? No. They'd never listen to me. First thing I do is, okay, we're going to remake Endgame. We're just going to remake Endgame and end it. The Amazing Spider-Man in Hookie arrives this week. Seeing Alien and Aliens and The Weekend. Life is average again. That's good. Life being average is good. Lauren Leveron should play Wonder Woman. Who is she? Am I going to find some porn if I look this up? Lauren. I mean, thanks. Leveron. She'd be. Oh, she's in Terrifier. She's very attractive. Can she act? Okay. Can she say, Kal-El, no? Riley Reid is Wonder Woman. No. Riley Reid is more of a Kitty Pryde. Lean into the meme, my dude. I enjoy your work. I have been reading this. Have you been reading the Batman Beyond comics? I read the Batman Beyond comics like when they came out back in the day, and they were pretty good. Back in the day, like 10 years ago. Have not read any new ones. No. Have not read any. And yes, I saw that Savant trailer for the goddamn, the content gods just gifted us. So it's Jessica Chastain, who is an especially obnoxious woke white woman in Hollywood, is starring in an Apple TV series where a suburban mom is going to take on hate speech and memes. That's right. She's called the Savant. And by day, she's a mom. By night, she's taking down hate groups and stopping mass shootings. Oh, not from trans people. No, from white groups. From groups of the only white people shooting people are trans right now. The idiot Savant. That's right. All right, I guess we're going to get to a few of these, X-Ray Girl, but not many. So, part 2. It's Labor Day. Let's go. Where was I? Boop, 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 boop. All right, Ryan Kinnell for $10 says, "What's long and hard on a guys like Gary?" Oh, what's long and hard on guys like Gary? High school. Jeremy Griggs for $10. How many Ryan Kinnells does it take to screw in a light bulb? None. They just scream at the room for being black. Ryan Kinnell for $10. Not saying Jeremy is a homo, but he spends most of his day trying to increase the circle of his friends. Hashtag sounds gay to me. If comics was Mexican, I'd call paragraph because he's not quite an essay. Oh, no. I call him paragraph because he's not quite an essay. Stop. Ryan Kittle for $10. If I could do a magic trick, I'd say uno, dos, and make Pedro Pascal disappear without a trace. 21 Palika is gifted 2 Nerdrotic memberships for $10. Bob the Lobster, 5 for $25. And Corn Pop, who's a bad dude, 1 for $5. TJ Crank for $2 says, Jennifer Lawrence invented the female action hero. Yes. And she'll be the last woman to play Mystique. My stepson's attended Temecula Valley schools. The district is down the tubes. Yeah, it's Jim. My mom lived in Temecula for many years. Temecula. I remember somebody called it Temecula. Does your mom live in Temecula? Temecula. Temecula is it's where all the San Diegans and people from LA who couldn't afford houses anymore went to buy affordable houses. And then they all went there and the houses got too expensive. So they kept going east. Thank you, Arizona. The review I meant was Alien Earth, says Dead Man. Yeah, somebody didn't like my Alien Earth review. To that, I say, okay. Blood Viper for 5 British pounds says, great show again. Gary, you should watch Your Highness. You'll love it. I think I've seen it, Your Highness. I'm not, yeah, I've seen Your Highness. I've seen it. RNB for $5 says, Ryan thinks there are too many undesirables. I agree. Disappear them. I say liberals first. Shoo. You're pretty cute. Call me. But you didn't leave a number, dude. Lost out. You had your one chance. Didn't leave a number. Single cell orgasm. Okay, I can read that for $2, for $5. They just dropped $5. Thank you.
No, that was organism.
Single cell orgasm, organism. What's the difference? I think orgasm sounds better. Can they cook? Asked Mitchell Fields for $2. That's what she asked every woman. Super Telecom for $20 Australian. Imagine the audiobook. It'll be like Gary reading a 300-page marriage proposal super chat to himself. The uncut version will go for 380 hours. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I've already started to practice and oh, dude. Yeah. Lady Grabmaster says, don't do drugs, kids. That's right. That's right, Lady Grandmaster. Waldow for €5 says, the sheer idea of a human has made a thing is part of the thing itself, which makes you like it more than the AI art. But AI is going to spam you out. Yep. What's going to happen? The thing is, oh my God. So I thought we had a good discussion about it on FNT, but like, I don't want to fucking talk about AI for 3 hours. I don't care that much about it. I know everybody's freaked out about it, and it's something I learned in recovery. Comes from the serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. What the fuck are we going to change about AI now? So it's learn about it, work with it, see if it's the big boogeyman it's supposed to be. Right now, if you go to Grok and try to ask Grok to draw a picture of you, you'll come up as a black dude and you have red hair or you're Mexican. I wouldn't worry about it right now and like getting freaked out and worried about it. It's going to cost jobs. It's going to cost jobs in entertainment. Gary Nolan was on, he's a like scientist, like professor or whatever. He's in the UFOs too, but he's also works on cancer at Stanford. You know, a big brain on this guy. And he was talking about, well, my staff has been reduced from 30 to 6 due to AI, but we've made some breakthroughs that we wouldn't have been able to make without AI, because AI can go through those really menial tasks that humans can make mistakes on, right? So it's good. So that's advancing cancer research. That's good. That's good. Is it going to be good for art? No. I agree with Garrett. It will stunt creativity. I think it will. I think we've already seen that. I think the more tools come out, the more creativity has been stunted. Are there still great artists out there? Great. Are there great Photoshop artists? Absolutely, there are. But what I pointed out to Shad was, look at the comic book cover overall. As a general rule, look at the comic book cover compared to the comic book cover of 30, 40 years ago. Look at the movie poster, which might even be worse. Look at the movie poster compared to the movie poster of 20 and 30 years ago. You can objectively say they're worse. By orders of magnitude, worse. Why? Corporatism, laziness, Photoshop. Photoshop movie posters are fucking dog shit. And the people they get aren't even really good Photoshop artists. Good Photoshop artists can make a great poster, but they get these fucking hacks. Heads are always too big. You know, it's terrible. Is it Photoshop's fault? No. It's not the tool's fault. It's not the gun's fault. But it's gotten worse. You know, I made the point, like, shitty movies like Ator had good posters. The logic is like blaming guns for gun crime. Well, nobody's blaming the tool. Nobody's blaming the tool, but the tool, well, we're talking about protection. See, guns are tools you don't want to use. Like, you don't want to use them. We're talking about art. So, no, you blame the people who with the tool. Can't blame the tool. Gatekeeping Karens, bad cover artworks. Yes. But no, some covers are like straight up like objectify women, and they're the ones who sell the most, and they get those out there all the time. The problem is the interior art sucks too, you know. But the art on the cover used to match the art on the interior. Remember those days? That comic, when you first pulled it up, I thought it was Ironheart from the design. I thought it was a parody. It's not. That was an actual Ironheart cover, and there's many more with that example. I'm a writer and an artist. I write my own stuff and create my own art, but I use AI as a tool to improve what I create. That's fine. Using it as a tool is fine. Nobody's going to judge you. I'm not going to judge you. I'm not for or against it. It just is. And I'm not going to like waste brain power on like being for or against something that is. Ryan says only certain people should share a toilet with me. That's true. Hey, Gary, go Team Venture, says Kingfire. Go Team Venture, baby. I think it's what I think it's that Warner Brothers has never been able to make a superhero movie going all the way back to Superman 3. I think it's in their culture and their collective mindset that they can't really get it. It seems that way, but I mean, they've made pretty good Batman movies in the past. Young Ones was hilarious. Recommend any new Brit humor show? Any new one? No. I just somebody told me in the last square up that Evil Alfred in Alien Earth is Vivian from the Young Ones. I was like, what? You're right. Holy shit. Harvey Weinstein was a true hero of Hollywood. I don't know about that. But women were harder under his reign. Supergirl is releasing 1 week after Toy Story 5 and a week before Minions, as if they want family box office. It has no chance. It's going to get crushed. Peter Hansen for 100 Danish krona says Tulsa King is an amazing series and Peacemaker is just a piece of garbage. I agree. For old people with bad eyes like me and Gary, the pig ring ones look like boogers. Yes. Tony for €5 says somehow we live in a world of Demolition Man, but Equilibrium would be a better somehow. Hail FNT. Love Papa G. Gundam was right about trading in VHS porn in the UK. That's right. He was going to say it was currency. He said it was currency. Ron, Romanian, not African. And Nerdrotic, don't deport me. I won't. Sorry. It's Romanian. Oh, I got it mixed up with Zardaz's. I'm sorry. I'm okay with Black Snape if he uses Soul Glow TM Jericho juice. That would be gross and nerdy enough. We'll see. Gary and Ryan on Avada Kedavra My Life. That's pretty funny. That's good. Christine Race, thank you for the $1 donation. The Ivanpah solar plant can light birds on fire in midair. How do we turn this into a border wall? Oh, Jesus. They're shutting it down. Is that the one that's near Vegas? They're shutting that one down. We need to send our Mexicans to the UK. They can serve the Muslims with great carnitas and chorizos. Oh, yeah, I don't think they'd like those very much. Everyone wins. MS-13 will hit it off with Hamas. I don't think so. But man, I like carnitas. I do. I'm a trans freak and I hate the damn furry movie. This is Josie for 20. Everyone talking about Superman 25 making less global than Man of Steel. Superman 25 sold fewer tickets than the noted failure Superman Bloody Returns. Wow, that's right. That's true. It sold less tickets than Superman Returns, a universally agreed failure. It's not genre fatigue, it's genre complacency. Studios rush to cash in on and quality drops. Calling it genre fatigue is an attempt to shift the blame. You're right. People aren't tired of the genre. People are tired of the shit being made of the genre. Batman Beyond with Blight as the enemy. Thoughts? Not made in current year, as I say about everything. Someone needs to give Ryan a Confederate uniform for Christmas to complete his clan robes. This is Aaron Pipes for $10. Maybe. Nemesis for 100 Norwegian krona. Well, it's cheaper to hire James Gunn's wife as Batwoman. They still need to make a muscle suit for either her or Pattinson, but she'll work for less. Gunn said only flashbacks from pre-Peacemaker season 2 are canon, so only parts of the Squad movie count. That's, yeah, okay, yeah, that clears everything up. With James Gunn, could James Gunn, James Gunn, James Gunn. Thank you for the 10 New Zealand dollars there, Alien Blue, or Aliana Blue, sorry. Weren't y'all trying to stay off the Peacemaker topic until Gundam? What the fuck happened? I know we're going to talk about Peacemaker until later, but let me break down the entire show for you in the first 10 minutes. Gore does that too. We're going to talk about this later. Here's the whole thing now. Nerdrotic, you ignorant slut. Kevin Conroy is the best live action Batman. No, he's not. He played him on that god awful Crisis. Yeah. And they fucking killed him off. And for reminding me that I spit on thee, Hakta. No. The best live action Batman. Kevin Conroy is the best Batman voice, without a doubt. May he rest in peace. Aaron Pipes for $5. Ask Chrissy about the Dallas land whales. Oh, we knew about that one. That article was so suspicious you think Chrissy Mayer wrote it. Maybe. She shouts talking points into a microwave. All right, we're going to wrap it up there. We have some more to go. Let me see. But we can get those. We'll get them on Thursday. Wait, hang on. Don't get anywhere, girl. Why did I do this? Why do I do this to myself? Optics Prime for $2 says, what did you think of the animated Crisis on Infinite Earths films? I liked a lot of the DC AU a lot up until a certain point. Then it kind of the quality dipped. Heads up, Jonathan Tropper, the creator of the two best action series ever, Banshee and Warrior, is writing Star Wars Starfighter. We're looking good so far. That's good. Banshee's good. And a buddy of mine has been trying to get me to watch Warrior forever. I like Banshee though. Mashup, single cell orgasm, make happy Jessica. That would make Jessica happy, I'm guessing. I mean, I don't want to get too personal or anything, but I think that'd make anybody happy. I mean, any kind of orgasm, single cell or not. I see AI as a tool, nothing more. Can't blame the shovel for the murder. Can't. Gary, I'm begging you to check out Warfare. It's an excellent movie, and the sound will rock your home theater. It's one of the Mahler's favorite of the year. Yeah, I've got to watch it before Oscars. I will watch it before Oscars because I suspect it will be nominated. Turned off Peacemaker after 10 minutes. The super raunchy attempts at comedy are so tired. Little peckers and coke aren't as funny as Gunn thinks. Yeah, I mean, it's not 2012, okay? I mean, dicks and peckers, Okay, it's like, yeah. You know what? I wish Hollywood was on coke again. Coke over woke. And coke is horrible. I hurt my back yesterday. Now have no plans today. Should I watch Superman in theaters or something else? Watch Weapons. F1. Stay home and watch Mobland. You'll be more entertained. All right, we'll get the rest on Thursday evening. We'll let you know the time. Coke over woke. That's right, chat. Coke over woke. Who's streaming? X-Ray Girl. X-Ray Girls or anybody else?
I'm checking right now. Okay. Looks like we have Cobra Cast and Az. So I guess we can send you to Az, but if you want to watch political stuff, D-Day Cobra.
Oh, is there anybody else? Fuck them both.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just kidding. My video will drop in 21 minutes. Roughly 21 minutes. I got to think of a title. But yes, go watch Az or Jeremy, whatever your choice is. And we will see you tomorrow. Real BBC. But thanks to the Nerdrotics. Thanks to everyone who left super chat and donation. You help keep the lights on. We will get the second half done on Thursday. And look out for my video on the main channel in about 20 minutes now. Review Red Sonia. Enjoy your Labor Day. Go out and barbecue, hang out with your family, watch some streaming, whatever you want to do. But I hope you're having a good holiday. And for those of you at work, thank you for working and keeping the world going around. We appreciate you. For X-Ray Girl, I say adios.